and I got to stop out there for the first time during the show, the retirement party that's going on out there. And a bunch of people were telling me that on their way in, they were listening to us describe the food. They were anticipating how delicious it was going to be when you were talking about what they had out there.
Yeah, the bread with
They go, ooh, hot
tomatoes.
dogs and
hot dog, little hot dogs.
yeah.
A little hot dog with a blanket around it. Okay.
And it wasn't a pig in a blanket. It was a bagel dog. Was it enrobed in a?
I mean, are they all gone?
Are they all gone?
Did you not walk by the food?
I didn't walk by the food. I just said hello to a couple of people I want to say hello to. I didn't really get all up in
You have weird priorities, man.
saying hi to people.
Yeah. That food's gonna be gone tonight. Those people are gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, this is a radio station. I mean, it's like, yeah, you can't leave food around. A couple of weeks ago, and maybe not even a couple of weeks ago, last week, on a day, because there are some days here where there were more people than others, and on a day where there weren't that many people here, McDonald's had brought a bunch of food and a bunch of drinks and put it in the kitchen. I didn't know about this. And so, but a couple of the McDonald's guys came in here, somebody showing around, introduced themselves to me, and we had a brief conversation or whatever. And again, there weren't that many people here. There may be a dozen people here total. And by the time I was done talking to these guys and went to the kitchen to fill up my water bottle, I guess I didn't realize that they had brought food. I just thought that they were having a meeting or something, but they did bring food. It was gone in. Everybody who was out there was holding a bag of food and a drink. It was like locusts. They had swarmed into the kitchen with barely a mention of this coming by, because it's like any office. You put food there and it's going to be gone immediately.
Correct. I think I was one of those people that there was no food by the time I got there. There was just like a Shamrock Shake left. So
Melting Shamrock Shakes.
I still slurped it up. So I got it.
How did that slurping sound?
It's like
that tracks.
It's been sitting there for a minute because the whipped cream is just like a part of the drink at that point.
It has folded into the rest of it.
It's a froth just on top.
The cup is all sweaty.
I would love to get sucked up.
That's not the one. Oh.
Sucking it dry. Yep, that was me.
That's
after
what he
my
did.
Shamrock Shake.
That's right. I saw people trying to I was going through Twitter this morning. I saw boycott Hershey's.
What do they do now?
Was the hashtag I saw. Well, they had the temerity to put a trans woman in a commercial for Hershey's Kisses. Hers, H-E-R-S, in Hershey Kisses. And so, boy, people were big mad about this trans woman being part of a Hershey's Kiss commercial. And so the boycott Hershey's hashtag was trending this morning. Very, very upset over this.
These are the people that hate cancel culture, correct?
Yes, that's right. The people who are constantly pissing and moaning about cancel culture want to, let me check what I wrote down here, cancel Hershey's.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
At least they're consistent with their hypocrisy.
Well, if you're a progressive and you'd like to cancel things like racism, sexism, right? Then you're part of cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you get mad over a Hershey's Kisses commercial, that's a much bigger thing. So the people going back and forth at each other, you could write your own script. You have one side saying that's not a real woman, and the other side saying trans women are women. Who cares? It's but every so often you'll get something. This is like raw meat, right, out there in the social media sphere. But again, I hadn't expected to see, well, anytime you see boycott, hashtag boycott something, it's usually a bunch of right-wingers who've got a bug up their ass about something utterly ridiculous, and that's what it turned out to be. freaking out about it was sexy M&Ms, and then it was
no, it wasn't even about sexy M&Ms.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was about M&Ms being less sexy.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because they took them out of the high heels and put them in boots, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta make our M&Ms less."
Oh, it was about them being less sexy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like,
all right.
This M&M isn't sexy as it used to be.
Well, as far as I can tell, it's nothing more than people who would like to see people like them represented in popular culture. And Faye Johnstone is a trans woman and part of this campaign. And she's like, most people haven't met a trans adult. And you sure as hell didn't grow up with any role models. So if I can be part of this campaign, that's great. And it's not just trans women. It's all, it's part of the Celebrate She campaign, She Bar, right? She is in the middle of, Hershey's got it all. They got the H-E-R, they got the he, got the hers, got the she. And if you're a Fonzie fan, it's got the A's at the end. So it's just a celebrating, I guess, women in general. But boy, was it, they were going back and forth on social media over this. Just going crazy. There's a company, and I won't name them because, quite frankly, I don't know if they're associated with our company. So I'm not going to name them, but I love the story. They probably aren't because we have our own, like we are a podcast company. We're a radio and digital podcast company. Another podcast company has an assistant who is suing them because she says that she was fired for refusing to ship weed to the company president, that he wanted her. So answer me this, because I don't really know. Her contention is, it's not like it was a Ziploc bag full of flour, Flower. She said that she would not ship vape pens to his home in Florida. Legally purchased in California. He lives in Florida, the president of the company, says, ship those to me, use the company FedEx account. And he asked her a couple times. She declined both times. And she says that's why she was fired. Obviously, that's her contention. She might have been a terrible assistant. I don't know. But recreational cannabis in Florida is illegal. Why? Because it's the freedom state. So she denied, she said, I'm not going to do that. And she says that she was fired shortly after that. When the president relocated, because they're based in L.A., when the president relocated to Florida, he was asking her to ship things to his home. And when he wanted her to ship him the vape pens, that doesn't sound like something you'd get in trouble for. He wasn't having, like, bricks of weed sent to his house. I didn't think that vape pens were something that you could potentially get in trouble for shipping.
I mean, it's marijuana, so you can probably get in trouble for it if they check it, but I don't know if it's going to get checked.
She decided not to ship the package to his house after determining it was illegal to send drugs and paraphernalia across state lines. Okay, so that I get. Mm-hmm. Legal in California, not legal in Florida. When she told the guy about her concerns, he goes, I wouldn't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's in my house in L.A., ship it to Florida, because he said his supply was running low.
You a fiend. I need weed, man.
And then he told her he had shipped similar items a bunch of times in the past.
Come on, man. Ship my weed. Come on, I'm running low. Yeah. Man, if you're that big, dude, do it yourself. If you've done it, I hate people like that because they add to my paranoia. I don't like to travel with people who I might think has something on them because it reflects poorly on me. Like oh, I got this through and TSA didn't catch it. I'm like, man, what you going through there with like the capsule, a dab? Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Well, again, this is just her side of the story. She's, she might have not been a great employee. I don't know. She said that after she turned him down a couple of times, he delayed her expense report, gave her a negative performance review because, she didn't do what he wanted her to do.
Insubordination. You didn't commit the crime I wanted you to commit.
I believe he did that. That sounds like a pot.
She was terminated while she said she was on medical leave for work-related stress, and that's when they fired her.
Her medical leave was taking all those weed cartridges and smoking them herself.
Yeah.
That's right. What happened is she smoked them all and then used them all up, and
she's like, I got receipts.
I can't send this in the mail. That's illegal. Meanwhile, she just used them all.
He probably tried to extort him. Like, I have the email exchanges of where you're trying to get me to do a felony. Like, I think you're just gonna take this L because I sold all your weed.
Yeah. Again, if it would rise to that level, I mean, if he wanted her to potentially commit a felony, I don't know what his defense would be. I guess he would just say she was lying. She was because that's what always happens. She was an unreliable employee, or he was an unreliable employee, or, they were, well, you could say she didn't do what I told her to do.
It's insane.
Yes, sir, but what you wanted her to do was illegal. Nevertheless, as a subordinate, it's what?
It's insane the amount of people that would be comfortable with doing that. Just, sure.
Because for the
I'll
most
put
part,
my name on something. And
well, for the most part, you're not gonna get caught. People ship stuff way worse than that all the time through FedEx and UPS.
But how do you judge by worse? Because you don't know until you get caught. Like if it's not taken out of the package and you're not getting caught for it, no one knows what people have gotten through.
Well, I'm just saying, plenty of things get through. People have gotten caught with worse than vape pens, is what I'm saying. But for the most part, I don't think people have, because these shipping companies, they're not, I mean, I don't know what their protocol is. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some kind of X-ray situation, but they're trying to keep business moving.
No, man.
They're not doing granular deep dives into every package that comes through. They can't. The volume's too big.
I just remember in Vegas.
I mean, I'm with you. If somebody had said, hey, ship me these vape pens,
absolutely,
I would have gone online like she did and said, hey, can I ship vape pens from California to Florida? I would say, this would be. And you go, no, I can't do that.
There are people telling me when I went to Las Vegas, they're like, oh, dude, you can bring weed back. It's no problem at all. Like, they only check your bag in Las Vegas. They don't check your bag. I was like, I don't care. I'm not taking the chance. Jamaica, I still have PTSD from when that dog called me out of everybody. All I had was some coffee beans, and they want to give me,
In Jamaica.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They had to put the rubber gloves on me, It
was a racist-ass dog. Well, it's like when friends of mine would go to Amsterdam. I've never been to Amsterdam, but Gwen has been. And friends of mine that would go and, bring back weed. I'm like, coming from Amsterdam, you think that they would give you a full-body cavity search. They'd be like, no, you put it in the shaving cream can, like Newman in Jurassic Park. I'm like, there's no way I would do that.
I said they're wise to all the tricks. They know.
But plenty of people still get it through. Plenty of people still get stuff through.
I think it's just a matter of how busy they are and if they want to just deal with it.
You might be right, but you don't want to be there on a day that's not busy. You don't want to be the one giving them something to do.
Yeah, no. My friend got his stuff through in a teddy bear. I'm like, you a grown-ass man, and everyone knows you ain't got no teddy bear. He's like, no one's going to question me and my teddy bear. It's my emotional support teddy bear. I'm like, that...
Well, it could also, you could very easily say it was a gift for someone. I mean, I don't think a teddy bear is a weird thing.
Yes, it is.
It's just that if you're coming from a place, I'm talking about, before weed was so prevalent and legal in the United States. If you were coming back from Amsterdam, everybody knows why you went.
Correct.
You're a college kid. You went to get high and get laid.
Get high and get
laid. I can't believe anybody ever got any back. But there are people that are pretty skilled at it. It's a combination of probably using some skill and counting on people not checking. Again, this is pre-9/11, so there was no TSA, nothing like that, But even now, people do it. They get it back. But that's, man. So she says they fired her because, or the CEO fired her because she wouldn't ship the vape pens. I'm sure that's probably not going to be his contention. Also, those pens can explode. Yeah, what? Pressure changes in the airplane and things like that? I mean, you on the other end, you get a box that's leaking or something. I mean...
Nope. Not going to be me. But again, people do forget things, but I do a sweep of my bag before anything like that. Like you say that people forget guns. There's so many guns in this country, people just forget when this was in my carry-on, my bad.
Alan, for more detail, that woman who got ingested into the plane engine, they had to keep the engine running for a few extra minutes until the power from the jet bridge was hooked up to the airplane. And so she got too close to it, wasn't paying attention that maybe under normal circumstances, the engine would have been powering down. She got too close to it before it was shut down. Yeah, man, again, if I'm working near airplanes, I'm going to be as diligent and observant as I can possibly be. Alert. Imagine you're the guy working with her.
You're like, God, now I got to
wonder what
turn more bags.
2 people enter,
Yeah.
1 person leaves.
I got to pick up her shift.
Depending on how fast she was sucked in, she probably had thoughts like, oh, this is a bad idea. Like she probably had a split second like, oh no, they told me.
She definitely had at least a moment where her feet were off the ground where she's like, uh-oh.
Yes. No coming back from that.
Uh-oh.
Try to weigh herself down. She's like, wait. Like, oh man.
And you're just going to be, I don't know what's left. I mean.
Oh yeah, you are.
Pink mist?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you?
Yeah.
Oofa. That's no good.
You look like the beginning of like a chicken nugget.
The pink slime?
The pink slime.
Yep.
The beginning of a chicken nugget. Well, I do like that. I guess better than the aftermath of a chicken nugget.
No, because that's in my belly.
Not even the tooth fairy can avoid inflation. Boy, do I know this. My kid lost another tooth. They did a poll of parents, and they're like, is the tooth fairy giving more money? And they're like, yes, the tooth fairy is giving more money.
How much?
Well, year to year, the average amount that the tooth fairy pays for a single tooth has gone from $5.36 to $6.23. You know, back in the day, that was minimum wage. Used to be $1.30 back in the day. So it means the value of a single tooth. You know, if it continues at this rate, if you're a kid born in the back half of this century, boy, you're going to be knocking your own teeth out trying to get that sweet, sweet bone cash. You know, Nora just lost one of her upper teeth. She had one of her incisors came out. And boy, you're not kidding about that inflation. She woke up, Tooth Fairy gave her a Series I bond. I got to take a break.
Good.
Oh, boy. I got to go get me one of them hot dogs wrapped in something nondescript. Tooth Fairy left her a Series I bond, Bill.
Yeah, I know.
Not a double E.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, want to get the last word in? Want to put us all out of our misery? 35192 is how you can text. You got the Corey Roddick experience tonight, by the way. And no Kaz tonight. So we'll take a break and be back.
This is the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.